My regards. Recently, some people's tweets have begun to spread. You say that Gavi is just an enthusiastic player, and Grinta is just a soul, and the main reason that he is a basic player is that he has this that is not present in the players around him, and this opinion feels that it is rising little by little among some, especially after the spread of some old pictures of him during his emotions in El Clásico with Karim Benzema. Real Madrid, but is this true? Is it possible for a coach like Xavi to play a player just because he has spirit and enthusiasm? First, let's talk about Javi's personality. His father, in an interview with Marca newspaper, said that off the field he is shy, but on the field his personality is strong, and he told a beautiful story about him. Ghafi said when he was 6 years old, we were going to the boy's wedding, wearing a suit and going with his family. Suddenly, after a while, he entered us with his clothes dirty with mud because he had been playing football in the street since he was 6 years old. He was unable to see the ball or play. The idea that he is a shy person is an essential part of Gavi's makeup, and the shy person usually has a certain skill or ability that he tries to focus more on and gives everything he has in order to show himself to people and tell them, I exist, and this is what Gavi tries to do when he plays football. He forgets everyone who is present and tries. It appears that it exists through play, but there is something important that we must mention. Ghafi was promoted to the first team at the age of 17 years. Long distances were shortened for him in the age groups, and they sent him to a dressing room in which there were a number of older players, and even what is an easy prey for his team's players and opponent players. He must appear with a different personality. Because Barcelona is not Atletico Madrid, it is a softer game than Atletico Madrid, so try to show this fighting personality so that the opponents understand me. Because I am young, do not try to intimidate me on the field. Because usually when you play against a young player, the opposing team focuses on him, tries to put pressure on him, and sometimes tries to physically engage with him a lot, scaring him and turning him into a weakness. But when you are annoying around you, don't be afraid that they will try to avoid you. This is actually why he turned from the age of 17 into a player in the first team for Barcelona. Months later, he played for the Spanish national team. What happened to the reserve team? What does this mean? It means that Ghafi did not get rid of the enthusiasm of the youth and young people. He still has some of the consistency and style of players in youth matches. His coach in Barcelona's reserve team, Garcia, says about him. His enthusiasm sometimes increases, raising the pace of the match too much, and this leads to mistakes that make him get cards. Gavi himself admits that I am an enthusiastic player and I am not afraid of anyone. He said, I am not afraid of any football player, when they asked him, who is the player you are afraid of? He said I respect everyone but I fear no one. In addition to the enthusiasm and the grinta, the coach's praises come on a completely different side. Okay, Xavi, his coach, wants to support him. Guardiola, what did he say about him? He said he reminds me of Iniesta. The difference between him and Iniesta is that he is looking to score goals more, and he also adds in defense, he is similar to Seydou Keita in terms of his combat. The coach who supervised Gavi's development says Gavi understands all aspects of the game in football. He knows how to play between the lines and provides himself as a passing solution. He knows how to receive the ball and run towards the opponent's goal. When Gavi played for Italy in the European Nations League, he showed a strong personality as if he was a player with 10 years of international experience. He moved everywhere, put pressure on the Italian players and helped Spain in many situations by getting the ball out. In that match, Gavi presented a tremendous tactical value in terms of complex roles, passing and moving, seeing where his teammate was, and moving on this basis, always giving himself the option of passing, the option of moving the ball forward. Therefore, he lacks real tactical value, and what is said to be just spirit and enthusiasm is not true. It is just a reputation that appears on many players in their beginnings. I love that some people tell it, because his numbers also say that this is not just a Grinta and Hamas player. Let's see his numbers since he promoted to Barcelona's first team. We remember the Dutch coach Koeman when Gavi promoted to the first team and said that he knew how to play football and never talked about the spirit and the combat aspect, even though Koeman loves this type of player. Last season, he played 34 matches, making 5 goals out of an expected goal percentage of 4 goals. This is evidence of better quality in passing and vision, making 1 and 3 passes in the final third. He made 20 key passes that led to a real opportunity. What you can see on the field is how he positions himself and how he connects the players. How does he play complex tactical roles, understanding that this player has football in his brain? It is expected that this strong and distinctive tactical side will appear more and more with experience and as he gets used to the players around him and the players get used to him. In short, Gavi is not just a fighting spirit.